It's not surprising that Tinubu and APC are destabilizing opposition parties. Many opposition heavyweights have made that accusation in the past, from El-Rufai to Peter Obi to Atiku Abubakar and many others. Tinubu's supporters have tried hard. They continue to try now to promote Tinubu as a Democrat who fought for democracy during the military days, that he fought Abacha, many credentials they want to attribute to him. So how in the world is the so-called Democrat not tolerating opposition parties? How in the world are opposition parties dying under his watch? Yes, you can see the master strategist is good at destabilization. They continue to hold meetings to find ways to make sure that there is trouble in opposition parties, but they can never find time to hold meetings on good governance, on how to deliver good governance to Nigerians, on how to solve numerous problems Nigerians continue to face. Now that the ADC, the coalition party, has been announced, all of a sudden they've started using lawfare to destabilize the party. In a statement released by the National Publicity Secretary of the ADC, Malam Bolaji Abdullahi, he accused Tinubu of orchestrating a plot to destabilize the opposition coalition party, ADC. He also said that the ruling party is plotting to cripple opposition in clandestine meeting with state party chairmen. Remember that the former chairman of ADC, Mr. Nwosu, announced the resignation of the entire executive of ADC, including the state executives. On that day, the ADC was unveiled by the coalition members. They resigned en masse in order to allow the coalition members to take over the structure of the party. They believe so much in Nigeria that they handed over the structure of the party to the coalition members. There's nothing more patriotic than this action. More about the man Nwosu in a moment. Now, the ADC revealed that the former state chairman and key members of the party's state executive committees in the Northeast and Northwest have been summoned to a secret meeting with top officials of the federal government. We have credible intelligence that the aim of this meeting is not for national security or peace building. It is to intimidate, coerce, and if possible, co-opt these individuals into a fabricated scheme against the opposition coalition. This is not politics, this is sabotage. According to the ADC, the move is clear: to sow confusion within the party, delegitimize its new leadership, and derail its rising momentum as the new face of opposition in Nigeria. Let it be clear, this surreptitious dalliance with the ADC state chairpersons by appointees of the federal government who should be focused on urgent national security priorities and challenges that the country is facing is a coordinated assault on multi-party democracy. This is how one-party states are born, through intimidation. The July 1st Coalition Declaration and the July 2nd unveiling of the ADC have clearly rattled the ruling party. It is now obvious that the Tinubu administration, having lost the trust of the Nigerian people, cannot withstand the pressure of a united and credible opposition. But rather than correct its ways, it has resorted to its old playbook of destabilizing opposition parties. Let it be clear, the coalition movement is an idea whose time has come. This party belongs to every Nigerian who is tired of the lies, the manipulation, and the hardship. It belongs to every Nigerian who wants to restore decency, vision, and justice to governance. We would therefore not allow a handful of desperate men to turn Nigeria into a one-party dictatorship, and it will be our patriotic duty to resist it with every democratic means available to us. We call on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to take note of these sinister moves by some of his appointees and call them to order. The president needs to prove to Nigerians that he is indeed a Democrat. He needs to remind his men that if the Goodluck Jonathan administration were as tolerant and as subversive of the opposition, the APC would not have come to power in 2015, and he would not have been a president today. Well, the statement conveys a powerful message. Although he tried to beg the issue in some parts of the statement, like saying he should call his men to order. His men are working for him. If they know that he will not tolerate such a thing, they will never contemplate it in the first place. That's why leadership is very important in Nigeria. People who believe that the country can never be revived, that we can never witness a working Nigeria in the nearest future, they don't know that the leadership is very important. One man can change the fortunes of Nigeria. If the head is correct, the head is not rotten, the body will not be rotten. A fish rots from its head. Look at all the people that surround Tinubu, for instance. Is it by happenstance or by accident that dubious people surround him? You already know the answer. If he's focused on good governance, you will see technocrats, you will see intelligent, smart people surrounding him. That's how it works. And the kind of people around a leader will prove how he will perform in office. It will show in his workings. It will show in the job he's doing in the country. Look at other presidents, for instance. Look at all the people that Goodluck Jonathan appointed as ministers, as SSAs, advisors, and the rest. Look at his performance in office. Look at how he grew Nigeria's GDP. Are we going to talk about Obasanjo, the technocrats that he appointed as ministers and SSAs? Look at his performance. Compare that to today. What we are witnessing is cronyism. It's not even about tribe, like some people try to insinuate. Even his tribesmen are also suffering. They don't have a separate market where they buy goods from. He's just appointing loyalists, having the largest cabinet in Nigeria's history, but they still don't have anything to show for it. Compare his performance to Javier Milei of Argentina, who came to power the same year he came to power. In fact, 6 months after Tinubu came to power, look at the wonders he's been performing in Argentina. He has reduced their inflation to about 2%. Someone that met inflation at over 100%. At a time, he reduced it to around 25%, but today it is 2-point-something%. Is that not workings? Is that not showing that governance isn't hard? He started out by reducing the cost of governance. Here in Nigeria, Tinubu increased the cost of governance. Having over 50 ministers means that the cost of governance alone has doubled. Yes, by having more than 50 ministers, imagine how many assistants and advisors all these ministers would employ. So the monthly expenditure alone has ballooned to unimaginable levels. Also, increasing cost of governance is not just by appointing more ministers. Imagine you've been using a Toyota Corolla and all of a sudden you ditch that for a V8 engine, a massive jeep that gulps petrol. He dumped a small presidential jet and went for a jumbo jet. That jumbo jet will consume more aviation fuel. It will pay more taxes at international airports for handling charges and parking fees. So all this contribute to the high cost of governance. Are we going to talk about the long convoys? When he passes in a street or a city, he makes sure that everyone knows that Tinubu is passing. So all these are not necessary in a country where people are so poor. They are so poor that they don't know where their next meal will come from, and they continue to waste the little resources available in this country. Now let's talk about Okenwosu, the founder and pioneer chairman of the African Democratic Congress ADC, the coalition party. This same man, also known as Ikolo Oka, played a very huge role in Peter Obi's political career. You can say that without this man being involved, maybe Peter Obi wouldn't have been the governor of Anambra State in the first place. Okenwosu used to be in Abga. He contested the governorship election in 2003 in Anambra State. He won the Abga nomination to fly the flag of Abga as the governorship candidate in Anambra State. But something happened before that election took place. After celebrating that he won the primaries in Anambra State, Okenwosu was suddenly dropped by Abga as their governorship candidate. Chukwuemeka Odumegwu was able to convince the founder of Abga, Chekwa Sokorie, to give the nomination to Peter Obi instead of Okenwosu, who had already been declared winner of the primaries in Abga. At the end of the day, Ojukwu was able to prevail. The nomination was handed over to Peter Obi, who was coming in from PDP. Because of the division in PDP at the time and the Obasanjo faction, you call it faction because Obasanjo was backing the Oba brothers to nominate the governorship candidate under the PDP. So there was a split at the end of the day. Majority of PDP members decamped en masse to Abga because of the fact that majority of PDP members have now moved into Abga. Before that, Abga stood no chance to win the governorship election. Ojukwu was able to convince Chekwas and other executives of the party. They handed that nomination to Peter Obi, and Ikoro just walked away without even going to court. Maybe he didn't realize at the time that he could fight that in court, but he just walked away. He moved to George Moghalu, the same man that is contesting for governorship election today under Labour Party. He joined him under AMPP and became his deputy governorship candidate. And at the end of the day, like you know, Peter Obi won that election. He went to court, eventually got back his mandate. The rest is history. So the moral of the story is that the role this man played in Peter Obi becoming the governor of Anambra State, he might still play the same role in the presidential election, yes. By surrendering the entire executive of the party, resigning en masse to allow the coalition to take over, he has already contributed to the building of the nation. That's if Peter Obi eventually becomes the candidate of the coalition. Thanks for watching.